In recent months, we've seen an outstanding number of protests, from the Black Lives Matter activists to the opponents against the Dakota Access Pipeline. More recently, we've seen the Women's March on Washington and many anti-Trump rallies, just to say the least. With a predominantly Republican Congress and now a Republican president taking office, Republicans are still scared that the general public won't agree with their new agenda, and they're expecting to see an increased number of protests over the next 4 Trump years. Therefore, Republicans are fighting back against peaceful protesting, either criminalizing them or trying to criminalize them in 5 states. Those states being Minnesota, Washington State, Michigan, Iowa, and North Dakota, where the Standing Rock Sioux tribe protested against oil companies running a pipeline through their sacred burial grounds. A law introduced in Washington State have proposed a plan to reclassify felony civil disobedient protests and deem them as economic terrorists. Now that's strong words for a bunch of people walking through the streets quietly. In Michigan, Republicans introduced an anti-picketing bill which focuses more on labor disputes, fining individual protesters up to $1,000. This law would of course increase the penalties against protesters and would make it easier for businesses to sue individual protesters. In Iowa, Republican lawmakers pleaded to introduce a bill that would crack down on highway protests. In Minnesota, a bill was introduced to stiffen fines for freeway protests and would allow persecutors to seek a full year of jail time for protesters blocking the highway. The bill states imprisonment for no less than 12 months and $10,000 fine. In North Dakota, Republicans introduced a bill that would allow motorists to run over and kill protesters obstructing the highway as long as the driver did so accidentally. The author of the bill linked his legislation directly to the pipeline activists. While the co-signer of the bill was quoted as saying that some of these accidents might occur if motorists punched on the accelerator rather than the brakes, then was quoted as saying, if you stay off the roadway, this would never be an issue. These bills are alarming because they seem to go directly against our First Amendment rights. The goal of these bills would criminalize protesting to a greater degree, therefore discouraging the public from public protesting. And they do go against our First Amendment rights. They're just anti-protest legislation dressed up as obstruction. So how are Republicans getting away with this? Well, there are already laws against rioting, blocking traffic, and public disobedience. They're just adding stronger fines and penalties to these laws and then adding protesting to them in hopes that no one would notice. Well, sorry Republicans, we noticed. Alright guys, let me know what you think about these new possible anti-protesting laws. Let me know if I missed anything in the comments below. And if you liked the video, go give it a big thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe.